In 1990, Annika Rice did a programme called Challenge Annika, and it was one of those, it was a heart-rending story, and she went over to Romania and refurbished an orphanage, and we all sat with tears rolling down our chin ends watching her refurbish this orphanage over in Romania, and I decided, I want to do that.
I don't think I had what you call a reaction at all, because at the time when she first mentioned it, wasn't 100% sure she was serious or where she was going to go to.
Well, the very first thought was how proud I was that your mum could even contemplate going off to Romania.
Heartbreaking when I first walked in, Dimitri, heartbreaking. But the smell hit me of disinfectant and bleach and, you know, those products that are cleaning products. So they were trying to give the impression that the orphanage was clean, which it was. But when you got to the children and they were all in their cots, it was a heartbreaking experience to begin with. And for the first 2 weeks, I spent majority of the time pretty much in tears. But soon after that, not at all. My whole thoughts changed and the whole orphanage seemed to change. Set up a playroom over in Romania, in the orphanage, and all of the children out of your salon, out of your bedroom, so there'll be 18 children in your bedroom. They were all up in the playroom. One of the children had an accident, so I said, I'll go and get some clothes. So I went back down to your bedroom and I heard noises in your room and thought, that's odd, all the children are upstairs. Anyway, I came over to the cot and I found you, and you were lying there, petrified. You were so scared. So I went to pick you up as you would, and you were really frightened of me, and you lay headbutting the cot, and you'd got marks in your forehead here where you just headbutted the cot, and you were really scared boy. So every day I used to come in and sit on the floor and put my hands through the cot and just dance them around and sing and just be stupid, really. And I used to come in 2 or 3 times a day. And on day 10, you looked at me. And by day 12, you'd put your arms up to be picked up. And that was it, really. So
when I found that she'd discovered you, all I could think was, this poor kid, he needs some help. And what on earth can we do? And I had a couple of nights totally sleepless. And, well, that did come as a bit of a shock when I get a call from Romania to say, Mum, could you get a surgeon? You know, one who's good at cleft lip and palate for children. And I was a little bit perturbed to begin with, but as with your mum at the other end fighting her battle, I got pen and paper out, writing to various surgeons, and was then put in touch with a fantastic surgeon via a doctor at church. A friend of hers worked in a charity called Global Care and did quite a lot of work in Romania, and put us in touch with Mr. Gornall, who was a consultant paediatrician and a cleft lip and palate specialist. Got in touch with him, and he was very, very eager to have a go. It was going to be a challenge, but he was ready to face up to it.
It was difficult when we knew the amount we got to raise for it. I mean, the surgeon was very blunt, and I think we were under test to see whether we were serious enough about it. And he wanted 10 grand. And I says, well, okay. Don't know why I said okay, because 10 grand really was a lot of money. And he says, what would happen? How "Oh, how will you do it?" And I told him what I was intended to do. And I got the ball rolling, and quite honestly, I don't know how it happened, but in 8 weeks, we'd raised 10 grand.
I'm not saying it's not been headaches at times, anxieties, and wish we could be in the operating theatre for you and your brother. All those feelings came in.
I never thought I could adopt Dimitri. Overweight, I was a smoker, a single parent, inter-country adoption, health issues. No, never thought I could. I wasn't scared until the night before the High Court. Knowing that I got to go down to London, and that judge was the one person that had that say of yes or no. You could have these kids or you couldn't. I was very scared that day. I've got very mixed feelings about birth mum. She's done the best thing for me because I've got the best boys in the world. So I need to thank her for that for the rest of my life. But there's lots of stories that have come out over the years that they don't all add up. And her giving you up, I understand with your cleft palates why she gave you up so that the state would pay for the surgery for both of you. But she promised that she'd take Jon back years before. And that's upset me because Jon ended up with an extra 2 years in the orphanage that he could have been out. And that would have... Jon wouldn't have as many problems as he's got now. Although he overcomes them and he's brilliant, he wouldn't have had quite as many issues to have dealt with if he could have come out sooner. So I have issues with birth parents, really. But, as I say, they've given me the best boys in the world, so I can't complain. And 20 years ago, England, the way HIV was seen over in England 20 years ago was different than it is today. People were scared of it in a really, really big way. We were told funny stories about you had to use this certain washing detergent to get your clothes clean so, the blood wouldn't transfer and the bodily fluids. So I've never had a problem with it, Mitra, never at all. And I'm really pleased that UK as a country has come forward in the way they perceive and see HIV. And also the way medications come forward, and it's actually never ever affected your life, has it really?
When I'm either very happy about something or very worried about something, I find writing things down is very therapeutic. And there was such exciting, challenging, happy, sad things happening all the time. It was just too interesting and exciting a time to be forgotten.
As I say, once we got the information and pictures and saw the situation, we're more than happy, really, to accept it.
Your mother, being the sort of person she is, informs me, yes, we're going to be writing book 3 together, but it's nice to be told these things. But we know your mum.
Downright bloody mindedness, me too. No different from that's who I am. I always handle a challenge face on, and I won't be beaten on it. So sheer determination, I think's the word.